Hi, this is JC from pickableplants.com. Today in this video I'll be talking about Typha, which can be called bulrush, reed mace, punks, corndog grass, raudo, or cattail, whatever you want to call it. We'll just stick with the scientific name, Typha. And I'll be discussing the appearance of it, where it's located, and all the uses of it. And I want you to learn this because if you're like me, I will go on a hike and I'll look at a plant and wonder what I could do with it, whether I could eat it or use it for something. And so if you're interested in foraging or you just want to be more self-sufficient, this is something to watch. Alright, so we'll start with what it looks like in the summer, since it's summertime here. They just look like giant stalks with hot dogs on them. And the hot dog looking thing is the female spike, and it has sometimes they'll have the male spike above them. And then they have these sword-like leaves that sheath the base, and most of the time you'll see the stalks from last year as well. So in the fall, the female spike, the seeds in it puff up and will blow away to land in the water and sink down to germinate in the rhizomes. And then in the winter, it will pretty much all the life will just go down into the roots, and so you'll have starchy roots but dried up yellow stalks. In early spring, the leaves will shoot up first, and so you'll just see these sword-like leaves sticking up, and it can be easy to confuse with some reeds like iris and daffodil, but you'll always be able to tell whether it's cattail because it'll have the old stalks from last year. As it grows in the spring, the leaves will unravel the new shoot, the young shoot, and sometimes you can peel it back and see the female spike and the male spike, and both will be green and small and still growing. To find the Typha is really easy. It's wherever there is water. Even if it looks like it's dry, there's going to be water because Typha can't tolerate dryness and it always needs a lot of water, which makes it easier to tell from poisonous lookalikes. Some reeds can grow on dry land and Typha can't, so know that when you're looking for it, it's always going to be with water. Alright, so we're going to talk about some of the uses for this plant. It has a lot of uses. First of all, let's talk about the food. It's edible all year round. Right now in this late summer, I can still find some of the pollen on top and use that to thicken soups or to mix with flour in breads. I might be able to find some starch in the roots, but probably not so much. As fall comes, I'll be able to get more starch. To get the starch, you just need to either dry the roots and crush them or crush them in water. In the winter, if you dig up the roots, you can find some young shoots growing on the roots, and they're white and tender, and they taste kind of like cucumbers. And they have a lot of nutrients in them, and they're actually called Cossacks asparagus. In Russia, they're a delicacy. And then as early spring comes, more of those young shoots will show up. As the stalk starts to grow, you can peel away the leaves and find the male spike and the female spike. And they both will be green and still very young, but they'll be tender, and you can eat them like corn on the cob, raw, or you can cook them. Some other uses for this plant are the leaves, which are very sturdy and can be woven into mats, the backs of chairs, or a basket, or a corn husk doll. And then the female spike, at this time I could dip it in wax and light the tip of it, just like a candle. And I can also dip it in oil or animal fat and use it as a torch. The stalks, when they dry out, can be used for hand drills or arrow shafts. And there's a gel-like substance that you'll get from breaking off the leaves or the roots and you can use that for toothaches. When the female spike, when the seeds puff up, you can use that puffy stuff for insulation, for in pillows or in blankets, and you can also use it for tinder for a fire. And so there's a lot of stuff that you can do with this plant. It's amazing.